This video is for Mike for Ballast setup. This is my grow room at home, currently being remodeled. But right now I have two, as you saw in the first part of the video, the GE Ultramax. I had, this whole room was set up, 400 watt, covering every 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot. Now you can see, this is how I'd recommend for you to set it up at home. I mean, something simple. I just have this here to block the air so it doesn't come straight through from the fan. So it has to go basically in and then, you know, bounce around, so that way it just can't come out here. But there's two ballasts inside of here. And as you can see, they actually run. Only one is on right now, but that's just because I don't need that much light right now. But so I'll take this off so you can see it, Mike. But as you can see, it's just like actually I got this case from a customer that he wanted to trade up for a better ballast, an advanced ballast, so I took his ballast in and gave him a new one. Anyway, simple. Well, it won't focus, but it is just a 12 volt, 200 milliamp fan, very low CFM. This is not used. This is actually so I can demo this, so I can actually take it out and move it. But as you can see, I'm actually gripping this, and this has been on for 48, 50 hours. I mean, it's been on for a long time, because I'm in veg mode because I have asparagus, so there's no light being turned on or off. As you can see, it's warm now, but I'm gripping this, and it's, you know, totally touchable. And obviously this one is off. This one is on. It's warm, but the fan is, you know, going across it basically like this. So with just that little bit of air cooling, it is able to keep this, you know, maybe 15 degrees above room temperature, a little bit higher, only because there's no heat sink and it's not, you know, blowing across this way. When I had it set up this way, between both of them, just left it open, and it kept it cooler, but from a safety aspect, you really want something just to cover it up, so that way if it shoots a fireball out, it doesn't hit your drywall or whatever. And in this case, obviously, you see I have wood backing behind my radiant shield, you know, that's everywhere. But yeah, a simple fan anywhere, you know. And as you can tell, let me take this off real quick. Let me make sure I don't electrocute myself. Okay, but as you can see, I'm actually picking this up, which means it's not that hot. It's getting toasty now that the fan's off, but it's heavy, is what it really is. And let me move that away. And this is how, you know, I mean, you can see there's the power coming in, the power going out to the lamp. This is another ballast. This is 400 watt HPS. I think it's a universal. It's what he had in this box, and he wanted to trade up. So put that right back in there. Come that a little bit closer. As you can see, I mean, it's when you touch your ballast, you'll be like, oh, okay, my ballast is hot as hell. So you'll be able to. Sorry, I like to swear. You'll quickly realize, you know, how simple this air cooling is. When you touch your ballast without any air cooling right now, you won't be able to touch it like this, and you'll burn your finger. This, I mean, if you look at it, you know, you can actually hear it. I'm rubbing it. So I'm actually on contact with it. Well, it does not. I'm recording this with my phone, so that way I can get it up online fast, because I'm still recovering from the salmonella poisoning. Thanks to me and my smart self with chickens, I ignored every health rule out there. I was actually cleaning their bedding while eating a Twix bar. Wasn't the brightest move on my part, so I was down for about 4 or 5 days, a little bit longer than that. But so you can see how it is. Just a little fan, a little metal case around it. You know, anything that you have that can, you know, give it a little, you know. Oops. I put that upside down and it landed on itself. Anything that just, you know, gives it some protection. It's not, all it's doing is making so that it shoots a little fire, you know. And what you really have to worry about from the fire, before I go any further, when a ballast fails, if you actually look at the copper windings, it's not wanting to focus here. But that's just copper wire with a epoxy resin on it. So if that resin ever overheats and melts off, this will short out, and that's generally what will fail in a ballast that will cause, you know, any kind of fire. But it's not a fire as in like a fire that you're gonna, you know, have burning for 10-20 minutes. It's just if you've ever lit in a cigarette and it's poofed up on you real quick, that's the kind of fire. It just lights up for a second and then goes away. It's like burning a little piece of plastic. It's gone right away. If the And as you can tell, this is a metal halide probe start, so it only has capacitor, doesn't have an igniter. But on like an HPS, if an igniter fails, it just fails. If a capacitor fails, it just fails. Same on the metal halide probe start. If the cap fails, it just fails. If these rupture, you should replace the whole unit. And if you're under warranty, if you bought it from us, you have a 5-year warranty, no matter what the manufacturer is. I think on Philips Advanced Gear, they offer a 2-year. Lighting.com upgrades it automatically to a 5-year. Which is the longest in the industry, no matter who you buy from, unless you buy it in a case. But then at that point, you know, it ain't gonna last more than 8 years anyway. Just because once they put them in a case, they just get hot. And if you actually, to give you a little bit more on that, what kills the ballast is these get hot. These will set at 180 degrees, if not more. Without a problem. The igniter and capacitor really want to be at 105 degrees or less Celsius. 105 is actually pretty hot, but that's the max case temperature. I don't remember what the exact rating is on these, but anything really above like 120 degrees will shorten the life, Fahrenheit, will shorten the life of this. So if you can keep this, you know, if you can build a box that allows the capacitor and igniter to stay outside or be on the first part of the air source, your ballast should last you 10 to 15 years. You know, providing you keep this, you know, cool as well. If it doesn't stay cool, 8 years is what I expect out of a ballast. But yeah, I don't know why Philips, this is a Philips metal halide probe start. I'm not sure why they don't care how the ballasts look. I mean, it's coated with a resin. That's why it looks so old and used. But if you actually look at it, it's got the 3D barcode from Philips Advanced. And you can tell it's actually sprayed a little bit on the sticker. So it's something they did from the factory. None of our stuff is actually used, refurbished, or anything like that. It's just Philips has, you know, got the leading product, and they don't care what it looks like. And from a commercial, you know, lighting perspective, we don't care what a lot of the internal components look like as long as they work really well. But from the consumer standpoint, let me put that back in there. But from the consumer standpoint, you know, I want something that looks pretty. You know, I don't want to buy ugly stuff. But we just learned that when it comes down to quality, we have to suffer sometimes. But anyway, I'll just give you a quick, showing here real quick. This is actually going through a total reconfiguration. That's why it's partially, I'll back up and you'll see exactly. But this used to actually be from this end, I'll show you from this end all the way, let me back up. I forget, 3, 6, it's 12 feet. It was 12 feet by 15 feet is really what it was. I actually had to pull down and replace those tiles right there because they got wet, so those are all new tiles there. All the old tiles that did not get wet are the only two are the ones up in here. These two right here, surprisingly enough. You can't even see them. But those two did not get wet at all. So, I mean, that's why this area is actually, you know, perfect. It looks like a big grow tent. And it actually used to encompass the entire room for one of our test grows that we did, and reconfiguring it now for a personal grow plus another miniature, not miniature, but another smaller test grow. Now, just to give you an idea how cool you can get ceramic metal halide. I'm touching this bulb right now, and it's a little warm, obviously, because it's a bulb, but I'm able to touch it, as you can see. I'm moving the bulb. I don't really want to touch it on the arc tube because that's stupid. I did another video. I just don't feel like doing it now because I was just touching that ballast, so my fingers are a little more sensitive. I was actually messing with concrete this morning, so my fingers are really sensitive to any heat. But you can't do that with an HPS. You'd be beyond burnt. That, you know, gives you an idea. And this is actually a CDM 330 All-Start. It goes in a 400 watt metal halide pulse start or probe start ballast. Oh, we got a bug in here. And it only uses 330 watts. And then there's the ceramic metal halide HPS retro white. And this is a sunlight supply, large convertible reflector. Sorry again, no focus. I'm doing this so I can upload it fast because I'm not going to be at a fast internet connection. Otherwise, I would do it in pure 1080p, 60 frames a second. Excuse me. But that gives you that idea. And as we always recommend, use less stuff and try to recycle anything you can. Everything that we have in here is recycled that we could recycle from somewhere else. Try not to buy anything totally new. Another great reflector we recommend, actually got a bunch of stuff over on the other side, but that's a little dirty, so I'm not going to show you, is the Super Sun reflector. If you're going to go with a like 2 foot by 3 foot area, this reflector is unbeatable currently. And for like this area, which is a 3 by 5, I recommend that large convertible. And if you can put that on a light rail with those 400 watts in there, you're going to want the crap out of 1,000 watt any day. And even a 600 watt, if you put 2 CDM 330s in there, would be a total consumption of 660 watts versus if it was HPS or even regular ceramic metal halide, it'd be 800 watts. And that obviously would kick the crap out of an HPS 600 watt, but it would compete with a 1,000 watt HPS. But this just gives you an idea, and obviously we're dealing with a little bit of remodel here, so that's why that is, but I have no problem, showing you. This whole area is actually getting turned into the other grow, and then this area from here on will be another grow again. And that's actually to provide heat in here during the winter, because the ceramic metal halide does not provide enough heat. So what we do is turn it on, and since the house is actually nice and warm, we get nice cool air in the house, and we get hot air out in this room. That way we don't have to heat and air condition in this room all year round, because it's just a waste. Meter, I would recommend getting yourself a Hanna meter. Anything from Hanna, it doesn't matter which one. It's all going to be good for you. And that's it on the Ballast, and hope that helps you out, Mike, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Be safe.